Let's take a look at how to draw this Instagram logo. Right corners, we are going to look at corner options. We are going to look at this red gradient in the background as well. Now I've got some layers here. You can turn off the eyeball here. Whatever you're trying to trace, I have made this as a template. We're going to work on this redrawn layer. Make sure it is blue. I'm going to work on this redraw layer. We'll start with the outer square. I'm going to grab and hold down this tool here. We're going to grab the rectangle tool. And in terms of fill and stroke, I'm going to have no fill. So this red line means that there is no fill here. Now remember, holding shift while dragging will give me a perfect square. I'm going to try and guess it right here. I'm holding shift and dragging out this shape. And try to align these things up. You can use your keyboard arrow keys to align these this square, and I'll just put it down. Let's make this a tad bit smaller. Alright, that works for me. So I'm going to use my selection tool, click and drag to make this corners rounder. And there, I have rounded the corners according to the logo. My square is kind of off here, so I'm going to just click and drag and okay, I have some mistake here as well. So I'll just get this back here and I'll hold shift and drag a little bit here and there. A little bit up, hold shift and drag. There I have my width perfectly aligned. Now you can keep working on this unless you feel it is perfectly right. I'm going to copy this and paste them in front. But first I'm going to make this corners and curve them right like so. Alright, I'm going to just adjust this square like so. Alright, so I'm going to Control C on this square and Control F. That is, Control C is copy and Control F is paste in front. I'll just scale this a little bit down. And I need to make this square right before I set this out. So I need to increase the height and width as well. So a little bit here. Move it to the right, left, and set this properly. Now I'm going to click here and make this corners round like so. I go to properties, select the stroke, and I'll choose the stroke to be inside. So this stroke will come within the bounding box. This is a little off. I'll just set this right. Or just stretch a little bit here and a little bit here. Okay, that seems to be about right. And maybe not, just a little up and here a little down here. And it needs more of the curves. Just click and drag. Now it seems fine to me. Alright, so I'm just gonna copy this rectangle. Click Control C and Control F. I'll just hold Alt and Shift and scale this down like so. I'll just click and drag out this, right? Maybe just I'll use the ellipse tool. That will be much more convenient for this one. It's the ellipse tool. Click and drag. Hold Shift and Alt to draw a perfect circle. Click and drag, set it here. Hold Shift and drag it out like so. And drag it out, drag it out. Okay, this sets right. Okay, now you can just increase the stroke here. Increase the stroke, and then let it increase the stroke like so. You can use opacity to kind of map it out properly if you're a perfectionist like me. Use the arrow keys, that will get you the exact same proper tracing. Okay, and once you're done, you can bump up the opacity to 100%. Click on this and go to stroke, increase it as well, and that much seems satisfactory. Now it's turn for this ellipse. Just take an ellipse tool, click and drag, hold Alt and Shift. I'll just take down the opacity down, and I will hold Shift and drag it out. Hold Shift and drag it out, and it is perfectly overlapped here. So just hold Shift and Alt, just a tad bit. Yep. Opacity 100%. All right. So I'm going to give this a white color, this and this. Select both of them and choose white from here. I'm going to select this and give it a fill of a gradient, like so. I'm going to put off the stroke and give none here. Okay. So let's take a look at the original logo here. We have yellow, orange, pink, and then blue. So it's a transition between yellow to blue. Between there's a pink or a red shade here. So, and it's kind of a radial gradient. So let's just take here and close this. Okay, so first of all, go to radial gradient. Yes, it is radial now. And it goes from here. Center will be located here. So just use your gradient tool, click and drag out like so. Maybe just from here. It is probably from here. More of that. Okay, so the first tone will be yellow. So I'm just gonna take this color picker and choose this to be the center. I'll click here and add one more shade. I'll just do the end of this now. Color picker and click. And there I have my shade. So click here, use the color picker and click on this shade. And there I have my logo done. I have to set this color out better. So you can use these bars and just play around with them until you get this logo right. Alright, just click and drag out a little bit here. Click and drag here. You can increase or decrease here. Just make a little bit here. Alright, so that's your Instagram logo. Redrawn. Wait, I just need to work on this one. Is opacity 100%. Yeah. Now this logo has been completely done successfully. There are a little bit of discrepancies with the colors. So I can just go in here and fix that out. Cancel. Go to gradient, edit gradient. I'll just take down this option here. You just select this shade, this shade. All right, so this yellow is kind of a hard shade, so just go in here and bring it in here. Okay, that seems about right. Right, that seems like right. And undo. I think that's a little bit more. I'll just go back and give undo. Right, this seems fine. I'll keep it like this, and that's your Instagram logo.